Alright, here's an update to my Suzuki GS550. There it is. I took off the engine and all the wire harness, everything else, gas tank. I used this baby right here that I got for 40 bucks on Craigslist. It's an engine hoist. And I got the engine, half of the engine, right here, my engine mount, which I also got for 40 bucks on Craigslist. Amazing. I put a little plastic on the bottom to collect some of the more oil that's coming out and to also protect it from dust. I cleaned the pistons and the piston rings. This had a lot of carbon deposit. Still got to clean the engine, around the engine a little bit. Cleaned as much as I could with the degreaser. As you can see, the pistons are pretty clean compared to how they were. They were super nasty. They were black, completely black, with about maybe half a millimeter of carbon deposit. I'm not kidding. The bottom of the engine, the oil, when I took out the oil pan, it had about half an inch of sludge. So that's going to make a huge improvement. And that's probably why this engine wasn't starting to begin with. It wasn't able to, the oil pickup wasn't able to pick up the oil. And I did notice a little bit of burnt oil because there was a little bit of brown sludge in there. Hence the reason why the bike wasn't starting. So I made a lot of progress. Here's the top end of the bike. There's the cylinders. I cleaned it up really well. This is completely black. I didn't even want to show it because it's embarrassing. I cleaned this up really well with a brass wheel, and I painted the fins a little bit after doing extensive cleaning. Here's a head. Did everything on it. I even removed the seals, cleaned up everything. I painted it a little bit, the fins, and with the brass wheel I also cleaned this up, which is pretty bad, full of gunk from the old gaskets. I also cleaned the valves. I used my grinding wheel right there with a brass grinding wheel. Works great. Cleaned up all the valves. The valves look great. No damage or anything. Just a lot of carbon deposit. This over here also had a lot of carbon deposit inside. I cleaned it up with a combination of degreaser, regular soap. I also used a little bit of seafoam. Seafoam works pretty good. and WD-40. Just keep going back and forth, and cleaning it. Just clean it as well as you can. I also used a combination of a drill with a brass wheel, and I also used a little Dremel with a bunch of little attachments here. See all these little wheels, especially the brass ones, because the brass ones don't scratch aluminum, not as much as the steel ones. So with all these little wheels and the Dremel tool and a bunch of elbow grease, I was able to clean up all these parts, which were in terrible condition. And also the bottom of the head is very, very clean, as you can see. You don't even want to know what this looked like when I first got it. It was just terrible. Okay, there's a little bit of pitting on the seat right there, of the, on the areas where the gasket goes, but it's not too bad. Just it's a regular indication of old bikes, old wear and tear. Once the seal goes on, it won't make a difference. I don't think it will. The performance is going to be impacted very much. I mean, it won't be brand new, but horsepower and all that will still be much better than how it was when I first got this bike. They weren't even able to start it. I also cleaned out some other parts, like this oil. Look at this, how beautiful it looks. The oil cover. It looks really clean. I painted it with a little bit of this engine under the hood paint from Iron Armor. And I also used a little bit of combination of very high temperature paint, gray, and I used this black for the exhaust. It's still drying. So I gotta. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm waiting for some parts to come in. I'm waiting for gaskets, valve seals to come in, and I'm gonna put together the top end. There's just some miscellaneous parts for the top end. The cams are right here, the camshafts, all that, the oil cover. I got it all in plastic on this table. Just waiting for the parts, waiting for all the gaskets. I ordered on eBay for $80, a complete gasket set, and valve seals for like $80, which wasn't too bad. So that's the next thing I gotta do, just to put the engine together and the engine stand and start it up. Once that's done, then I'm gonna work on the frame. I'm gonna take apart whatever's left here that you see, paint the frame, and then work on the fork seals. Get a new chain and sprockets, and maybe even get new wheels and tires, because these wheels are really, really bad. The fork, the bottom part of the forks don't belong to this bike. I think they belong to a GS750, but I'm gonna try to get dual brake discs if possible. All the covers and shit are right here. There's the tank. And the rest of the covers are here, the seat, and all the other junk that goes with it. So that's the update of the GS550. Like I said, I'm just waiting for parts, and I want to put the engine together and start it in the engine stand. Something I've never done before. I'm a beginner at this, and I know I'm going to be able to do it because I'm very persistent, and it's going to work. It's going to be a great project. Thanks for watching.